All right, let's go ahead and do this. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey, folks, welcome to Bouncing Brains. This is Sean Hatfield.
And I'm Freddy G.
And joining us today, the great and powerful Shooter Oz. I'm sorry, Shooter Robbins. I know you're a wizard, damn it.
Mr. Shooter, how you doing, sir?
How are you guys doing?
All
Good,
right,
good.
man. Just watch some fucking very entertaining physical sportsmanship.
It's crazy, right? Ooh, that hurts.
Yeah, I was watching you, man, and I almost felt your pain.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I lost, but it's okay. Take a loss like a champ 5 times.
You'll bounce back.
What?
You'll bounce back.
I'm on Bouncing Brains? Yes.
You'll
Who?
bounce
What?
back like
Words.
bouncing brain.
Talking. People?
Yeah. There's a lot of, dude, I was not sure if I was going to be able to get the sound working where it wasn't going to pick up the background noise, and I'm not 100% sure that it's not going to.
I mean, even if you do get some background noise, it's okay because it's my people that you're hearing back there. And then,
Right on.
and then if it's too much, then I could just like call you and dub my own voice over the entire, like I'll be you, and we could just conduct the interview like over the phone.
Of course.
Somehow I
would
feel
do
like that would come out like Foley work for old porn.
Yeah. It's like Debbie does Dallas, but it's like Shooter does McAllen. Yeah.
I was
Shooter
gonna
does
ask you, man,
Bouncing Brains.
Since I was gonna ask you, since you said you've lost 5 times, right?
No. I've been champion 5 times, like the
Oh.
main champion.
If this wrestling thing doesn't work out for you, you ever thought about being a porn star?
Yeah, no, I've thought about it a lot, actually. With the physique,
I know somebody that knows somebody that they know somebody.
I'm going to put you on pause right there, because like I see you talking, but Sean, I want to tell you, the good Lord blessed me with the 3rd leg.
Is that what you tripped over?
Yes.
Jeez, I'll not lie, man. When you did that little backward slam off of the rope, dude, that looks like that would hurt.
No, that hurt. I'm going to have a big-ass bruise on my side.
When you had your legs up on the rope and he slammed
yeah.
your back. Jesus, man.
Yeah, that hurt.
That didn't look safe at all.
No.
No.
And then I almost fell on my head, too.
Yeah,
I thought you did
saw-
fall on your head.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
blocked
saw
myself from falling on my head and breaking my own neck.
Jesus,
Are those
man.
bags under your eyes or those?
What is
bruises?
this guy saying? Jesus. He's telling everybody to shut up, basically. Yeah.
I'll say this. You guys have some hell of a heels.
Oh, yeah. And then music. Yeah. So, what have you guys been up to? What's up? What's up with your podcast?
It's been good, man. It's been keeping us busy, and we've had a great lineup. And this is a good idea of us actually doing this, because I actually like the original idea that you had of having like people come up, but I don't think that's gonna work out that way, right? Like having other people come up.
Freddy, gotta speak louder. man.
I can't hear what he's saying. I'm just like nodding and making sure that I'm
I
saying
know,
the
you're
right things at the
You're
right
a nice
time.
person. I understand.
Yeah. You got to talk louder. First of all, I'm deaf from my left ear, and second, I almost don't care what you're saying.
I've always assumed you were just being nice to us. Jesus, man. I'll be honest, it's a hell of a room, man. Like,
Oh yeah, the production value on this show has gotten in the last like 7 years, now going on 8. The production value went from like down here to way up here, and we're still building new talent and getting new effects, and like we want to put some like TVs up that way people can see better and stuff.
so when do you bring the pyrotechnics in?
As soon as we get money
Good answer.
to
That's a
pay for
good
the
answer.
licensing. I don't want to have the fire marshal come in here and like, hey, why is this place on fire? I mean, we could pay Freddy to do our pyrotechnics, some sprinklers and. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but back there they're chanting "Little Dick." Seriously, they're chanting "Little Dick" to that wrestler. His name's Richard.
Aw.
Put 2 and 2 together.
The intimidating micro penis, is that what it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Who's playing footsies with me?
Huh?
We're so close. We're playing footsies. I think it's
Yeah.
you, Sean.
Yeah, I know. I stepped on your foot.
Okay, good. Okay, I
I
just wanted to
wasn't
make
trying
sure.
to pull a move on you.
That,
I'm just-
that was
yeah, gotcha.
Sean tends to do that a lot.
I still can't hear him at all.
seriously, Freddy. Use your diaphragm.
Sean tends to do that a lot.
Oh yeah,
A lot.
a lot.
After a while, you get comfortable with it.
I like the way you're holding that microphone. You're very comfortable with that position there, aren't you, Freddy? Jesus.
Well, you understand. You got to tickle the knob.
Yeah. I'm just glad you're not double, I'm going to take a still image from this thing, from this podcast, and I'm going to Photoshop, because I know Photoshop. I'm going to Photoshop a beer. Like you're going to drink a beer. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do, Sean. A beer. He's going to be holding a beer.
Just wait until the court cases are done.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, man. So, shit, man. So you're running around doing backstage type of stuff and the fucking and the wrestling, right?
Yeah, right now I was doing backstage stuff just to try to get the show running, and then also trying to make sure that the bar's set, and then also still having to wrestle, and then thinking about this podcast too. So that's like my Fridays are busy as hell.
I knew you were a wizard.
Yeah.
So it's just you handling the front?
Well, we have workers to do that, but I need to make sure that they're doing their shit. Can I say shit on this podcast? I've said shit before, right?
Of course.
How many times can I say shit? Because I could say shit a lot of times.
Yeah. It's
like
cool.
a shitload.
They won't allow this podcast in Indonesia because we mark it as explicit, but fuck 'em.
Where's that at? I don't know math very good. Where's Indonesia?
South of China, north of Antarctica.
Oh, where Santa Claus is from. I know that. Yeah.
You have been hit in the head a couple times, haven't you?
Yeah. No, I've been in China. Not the wrestler. The country.
Been to China?
No. Why would I go to China? What is there? Like
Everything is made
anime?
there. Everything is made there.
Everything is paid there? Made. Oh.
Maybe you were made there too.
No, dude, I was made here in the USA.
Yeah, and you would do a fist.
You want me to start humming the Star Spangled Banner?
Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum. No, that's the Mexican national anthem. I'm sorry, guys. That's the Mexican national anthem.
Well, I don't know if the sound will come out, but the visuals are going to look fucking great.
It's pretty badass, right?
Yeah, man. I don't think there's quite. You've suggested a couple times that I record the one with the comics like this, and I think it's a little bit. I don't know if it's quite the same visual demonstration of public support that y'all have, but.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. This is a small crowd. If you guys come to our like Halloween show, it's gonna be like filled up in the bottom. It's gonna be filled up here, and it's like it's a ruckus. You won't even be able to hear yourself talk next to the person. It's so loud.
Dude, that's fucking awesome, man. I mean, I knew you guys had a good support from the community, but this is fucking cool, man. Seeing the little kids running around, fucking and shit.
Yeah, our demographic is like 80-year-old women to like little kids in carriages, and everybody gets into it. You know, they're throwing popcorn at the bad guys and cheering their favorite wrestlers. It's fun.
I have heard some creative and graphic taunting tonight.
Yeah, hence the little dick.
Nothing
Very
like watching a
graphic.
9-year-old scream "puto, puto." Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean, if you could look at the camera and translate, what does puto translate to?
Whore means whore.
I'm going to hold that look for effect. Hold on.
We're
That was
definitely
enough.
still framing that. So shit, man. So what's the next step in the evolution of the revolution?
Well, right now we're trying to like take over, I guess, the entire RGV. That's the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas, if you guys aren't familiar. And the next step from that is try to do as best we can. We want the people, the professional wrestlers that are out there in the country and around the world to say like, hey, if we go to Texas, where do we go? And we want them to say like, it's right here in McAllen, Texas, with the Wrestling Revolution. That's our goal.
I've seen a couple of the amateur leagues from around the country, man, and this is like you said, you guys have a production value to this, man. This is nice.
Well, it's very unique because here in the Valley, we got raised with lucha libre,
right?
And that's Mexican wrestling, traditional with masks and everything. And a lot of us got influenced by Japanese wrestling, or the American style, or the European style, or the just styles all across the world.
Right on.
So we implemented all that into our training and try to learn as much as we can just from performers from around the world, and we incorporate that, and we tell our new guys, learn as much as you can.
Oh, right
that
on.
way you're not going to be just one dimensional. You're going to be multi-dimensional, you know?
Yeah, man. I mean, I've seen a little bit of Greco-Roman and just some straight up dirty eye poking going on tonight. So
oh yeah,
good stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely entertaining.
Yeah, man.
And how long has this been going on?
Right now we're going on year number 8.
Nice.
Just celebrated our 7th anniversary, and now we're going on year number 8.
So is there anybody we should be paying attention to particularly?
Tonight, right now, in this match?
Yeah, I know we should be paying attention to you, Shooter, so don't worry.
Oh, it's my show. Sonia, it's my show.
Shooter, if the wrestling thing doesn't work out, you have a job in performance somewhere, sir.
Yeah, porn.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I wasn't going to count those types.
You're going to be my what now? You can't be behind me, first of all.
Your manager.
Yeah, I know. The manager's always back there somewhere, and you're not going to be behind me anywhere because I don't trust you. Not behind me, in front of me. You give me my front door manager. No, that doesn't work out either.
You'll hear him coming. He drags his feet.
Jesus, I don't want to hear you come either. Man.
Oh, by the way, man, I saw you post something up on, I guess it must have been Facebook the other day about the that show they just came out with on FX, the Australian one, Mr. In Between.
Oh, yeah.
It's about that far off, man. You got the look.
I know. I got tagged into that, and then so I looked up the trailer, and I was like, okay, they're going to make fun of me somehow. But that character's badass.
Dude, it's a violent gangster show and one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen.
I mean, I've never seen somebody say, like, do you have an anger management problem? And he pushes the guy over a ledge. I'm like, what? I could do that. That could be me.
Oh, dude, that show is violent as fuck. FX definitely spent their money well on that one.
Yeah. Like, Freddy, if you stand right there and I push you over this ledge, I am Mr. In Between.
You're what?
Now, is he mocking me?
No, I didn't hear the last
because I'm deaf.
part.
You're mocking me, aren't you?
I didn't hear the last part.
Okay, there's a show called Mr. In Between. I look like that fucker. Effort. If you stand right there and I push you over the ledge, I'm that guy in that show. Yeah.
You want to try it?
I mean, we could. Do you have insurance?
Yeah, I was about to ask you the same fucking question. You have insurance?
I'm not the one falling. I don't need insurance. You need insurance. Maybe it'll help you walk straight. Fall in the cooler pass, culero.
Good one, Shooter. Good one.
Good one. He's like, I've been bullied before.
Yeah.
I know what this feels like.
You need a better job.
Damn,
you need to do a better job.
You know, the weird thing about bullies is, like, when I was growing up, I saw a lot of kids get bullied for, like, some disabilities or being gay or being, like, lesser. I was always the guy that would, like, just fight the bully and stand up for the. But now I'm the bully now. Yeah, that sucks.
Well, you turned into a bully when you met me.
Well, yeah, I know, because I mean you're mean to me.
Oh, I'm mean.
He's mean to me. You guys don't see. You guys know Freddy as like, I'm Freddy. I'm really happy and nice. But no, wait till you see me in person with Freddy. It's gonna be like sapes.
He's lying. He's just being a dick.
You're being Donald Trump right now, and then spreading false news.
You're lying. You're just being a dick about it.
You're being lying Ted. Lying Ted. I'm gonna vote for Beto. All right. First of all,
you better.
You better vote. You better vote for Beto.
Yeah.
I'm the bully. Let me bully you into voting.
I can't vote. I forgot.
Oh yeah, felons can't vote.
Dude, I was watching the live stream they were doing from that I don't know what you would call that, rally, pep conference, whatever it was, where they had O'Rourke was down here and talking to the crowd. And I was like, I'm sure a lot of people were tuning in because I kept seeing the number going up just to hear what he was saying. I kept watching just to be jealous of the crowd. That was a hell of a turnout for that.
Oh, he's got a big support. We actually, that day that he was here, we had to turn people away. There was so many people.
Shit.
And then they started streaming it live, and they had to go to our neighbor, Suerte.
Right.
So there was people out there watching it live on their TVs.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah, his message is very, very profound, and he's going not racing against like a different party or anything, but he's racing for the people, which I thought it was awesome, because there's not a lot of people that just race or campaign for us.
I agree with you on that, but a lot of the people that have started like that, they all start like that basically. So I really want to, I'm not saying he's not going to do it, but I just want to see if this dude actually follows through with it.
I hope he does.
Yeah, me too.
It's important. It's important not just for himself or for the people around him, but it's important for the entire country, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Cruz is a damn fool not to go to that debate with him.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to, man.
Well, he got invited and then he declined it. So I'm saying, like, dude, you're being challenged now. Come to the fight.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
And I mean, look, a lot of stuff can be said about Cruz, but it's not like he's some bumbling idiot. He can walk his way through a damn debate. I mean, at that point, all I got to imagine that he's really worried about is the, I don't know what, the crowd turnout for that, the response he'd get from O'Rourke supporters who aren't going to vote for him anyway. It's not like, I would think at this point in the race, you might turn a couple people if you can make a good point one way or the other. But
there's always an argument that's going to sway somebody one way or another.
Right.
So if you're
but if you don't have the argument, there's no way you can sway them.
If you're adamant and so passionate about your argument, then why should you not show up and present it? You know, you got to, you have to.
I mean,
otherwise people are going to say like, oh, this guy doesn't have anything.
Yeah, and how do I put this? I'm a little hesitant to, I guess, jump on board the whole O'Rourke train. I don't like Cruz. I think he's a foolish man. Just as far as some of the policies that he has pursued, well, the legislation that he's backed, and I mean his voting record. Basically at this point you could look at almost any senator in there, and their voting record is not really going to reflect. I mean, aside from the hardcores, it's not really going to reflect some.
Sorry, got distracted. That sounded loud, right? That was loud.
I saw it. It looked like it fucking hurt. And it sounded like it fucking hurt.
Oh, no, he's hurting back there.
Dude, the skulls bouncing off the mat and the slaps to the fucking skin, man. It's
yeah, that's hardcore.
The sound carries in here, man.
By the way, there's no faking that shit. When you get slapped in the chest, that's.
No, my chest has literally looked like ground beef after a match. Yeah, today I didn't get hit in the chest. Otherwise, I would show you. But yeah, I didn't get. I got punched in the mouth.
Yeah, I saw that.
I got busted open from the mouth. That's about it.
We were a little bit worried you were going to stumble up here with a crooked jaw or something.
Yeah, no. I just got it grazed me, but it caught me good enough. The crowd's still chanting "Little Dick." That's crazy. This is. I mean, where else are you going to see this? Never.
And this is children are in here. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure children are.
Well, have you ever been to a wrestling match in Mexico?
No. Actually, yeah, but I was too young to remember.
Okay, there's kids in the audience, like all over, just a big, and I mean, Mexicans, we reproduce. That's what we do, all right? So there was a bunch of kids all over the building, and that was the one time that the parents allowed them to cuss. I mean, I've never cussed in front of my parents or anything, or adults, but I was at a wrestling show, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to say the F-bomb. I'm going to drop the P word, you know, like, it's...
Who the fuck stops in the middle of a match to explain what the fuck they're doing?
I guess these guys. I don't know what... I don't understand what they're trying to do.
I'm pretty sure if you have enough air to breathe, you're not working hard enough.
I don't know what that means.
To talk, not to breathe. If you don't
Okay.
have enough air to breathe, you'd just be dead.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Sorry, Shooter. We've been waiting a couple hours, and I've had a bit of vodka.
Okay, what is that? Cokes?
Huh?
Is that Coke?
Huh? No, that's vodka.
You drank a whole glass of vodka?
Well, there was some club soda in it. A spritz for flavor.
That
makes sense.
Balances it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that makes it healthy.
Yeah, makes it very healthy. You stay hydrated.
And did they squeeze a lime in there?
No, she made me squeeze the lime.
Oh, nah.
Hey, you
Well,
got to
don't
train
go-
your bartenders better,
Don't
Shooter.
go getting after her for that. I mean,
No, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna finish this bottle. I'm gonna smash it over her head. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just kidding. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. For just in case they like incriminate me or for some reason.
yeah, we're being recorded, so you might want to.
You're what
don't
now?
promote any violence. I mean, aside from what's already going on.
There's enough violence back
Oh, yeah,
there.
we wouldn't want to promote violence.
No, there's no violence going on here. There's just some guys getting their ass whooped behind us.
This is just eloquent artistry.
Yeah, it's like ballet with chairs getting flung at my face. So what else we got?
What else do we got?
Yeah. What are we going to talk about? We already done talked about wrestling. We already done talked about porn. We already done talked about beer.
I'll be honest, I'm like a small child with it next to a television right now. I just keep looking this way.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, our show is so damn entertaining
it really
that
is,
it's taking
man.
away
And it's
your
actually-
attention
It's my
where it
first.
should be.
It's my first time here, so.
Oh, it's your first time coming?
To,
We just popped his cherry, guys. We just
Nope.
popped Freddy's cherry.
As Freddy has stated on this podcast multiple times, we're all about the cherry popping.
yep. And it's even more enjoyable when it's your own.
Personally, I prefer more experienced partners, but I'm always up for some community service.
I have nothing to comment on that. Nothing. I have zero
Hey man,
to comment on that.
going back to the wrestling, like I saw you pull some stuff, but are you normally a high flyer? Do you do
Well,
shit off the rope?
Back in the day, I guess like maybe 10 years ago, I was high flying. I was doing all the crazy stuff that flips and twists and whatever. Yeah, back in the day, I would be the high flying guy. Now, fast forward 10 years, 15 years later, I can't do that shit no more. Like my body hurts. So I'm on the cusp of just like retiring and just like being the guy in the backstage. I would prefer that to waking up the next day and being just hurt. My body's hurting. Right now, adrenaline.
Yeah.
So I feel okay, but
And-
tomorrow I'm
and
going to hurt.
And how long you been wrestling?
It's I don't know exactly. It's been for sure over 15 years.
15.
Yeah, so imagine all that ruckus over the span of 15 years.
I know I asked you about this one time, and you said your was it Motrin, and I forget what the other one was, but have you looked at anything else as far as the pain relievement?
No, I'm too much of a machismo to go to the doctor or whatever. Like I just take it, you know what I mean? I'll take an aspirin or something, but that's about it. They've told me to do like what is it called, ice baths?
Can you handle that? Have you ever tried it?
No, I don't want to. I'm afraid I'm afraid it's gonna go inside my body. You know what I mean? Like I don't want it to go
back.
You say that, Sean. You say that.
It's honestly not that bad. You'll suffer through the first 5 minutes.
Well, that's what I'm afraid of, suffering through the process.
5 minutes. You can't take 5 minutes. If you get
Is this a trick question?
Minutes, not inches.
Okay, good. Yes. Yeah. No, I can.
five
Bro, I
minutes
can
is
go a
all
long
you're gonna
time,
feel.
right? Ladies?
After
I
that,
thought I almost got you to say I can take 5 inches, but no.
No. Nothing goes over my head. I would catch it.
Okay.
Guardians reference.
Wasn't it? I think it was you that brought up the Diamond Dallas Page yoga, right?
Oh yeah. He's been saving a lot of people with that.
Have you ever given any consideration to something like that?
I think I wouldn't look good in yoga pants. So,
That's not why I'm asking, Shooter.
oh, well, I mean, if you're doing yoga, you got to wear yoga pants. And I don't know if people are going to be comfortable witnessing me in all my glory in tight pants like that.
This from a man who just walked out in front of a crowd of people in leather pants.
Oh, dude, those leather pants were expensive. And a Russian lady made them for me.
And I bet they're uncomfortable, too.
Yeah, they're not comfortable at all. But they look cool.
You ever seen any of those interviews with Billy Idol where he talks about peeling off the leather pants at the end of the night?
I can't even imagine that. What's going on?
They just took out the ref.
Somebody just hit Dave. Referee down. They did.
They just cracked the referee in the head. He said 4. There's 5 people.
This right here is the furtheration of the narrative, my friends. The ongoing story.
I guess we're taking a pause because I'm like so intrigued with what's going on back there.
The drama and the fury. Folks, if you get a chance, we're recording this live from the historic Cena El Rey in downtown McAllen, Texas. They do this every Friday night. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wrestling Revolution.
You're right.
Don't be sign languaging dirty things to our audience.
Oh, it was a
What, the shocker?
The shock. Sorry, kids watching.
We're not allowed to be shown to children or Indonesian adults. A right proper brawl now, people.
Oh, he's going to hit him. He's going to hit him.
It's getting damn near Shakespearean up in this motherfucker.
Where are you going, sir? Sir, I'm going to have to take that from you tonight. Yes, sir.
They're stripping everybody of their titles. All of them.
I really don't have to do a whole heck of a lot of anything.
Oh, that got him right in the side of the temple, dude.
Doesn't matter how you slice it, a foot to the face will fuck you up.
Yep, he's out.
God, I can see the rug burn on the back of your head, Shooter.
What's up?
I can see the rug burn on the back of your head.
Oh, that's a birthmark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I just realized
Like from the back of my head.
you really don't let anyone stand behind you. I've never seen that before.
Wow, that's so gross, Freddy. I gotta wink at Freddy for that one.
Hey, Shooter, walk us through this. You said they just stripped them of their titles. What titles are available?
There's 4 main titles. It's a tag team that's like 2 people. Each of them have a belt. That's one title. There's a South Texas title. That's like right below the main title. That's like South Texas. The main title is the Grand Warrior title. In most places, it'd be like World Champion. Here in our company, you're the Grand Warrior. If you're the champion, you're the Grand Warrior.
Right on. And that's the top.
Yeah, that's a top tier guy.
Right on.
We've had Ray Rowe, Paul London, just major stars hold those titles.
Right on.
Yeah. So right now, nobody's champion in our company.
Yeah, that's one way to get ready for the new year.
Yeah.
I heard
is
talk
it because they got stripped of their title?
What?
Is it because they got stripped of their title that nobody's champion?
Yeah, nobody's champion right now, as far as I understand. And a TLC match is tables, ladders, and chairs. There's no rules. And they're going to hang the belt at the very top. The rafters, you see the rafters up there? They're going to hang it, and they got to climb a ladder, and there can only be one winner.
I was about to ask you that, actually. There was talk of a ladder match earlier. How exactly do you all go about setting that up? I'm familiar with the concept of a ladder match, but
Yeah, basically they hang the title over the ring, and there's a bunch of ladders all over the place, and every man for himself. If there's 2 people, then the first man to the belt wins. But in this match, there's going to be several people, so it's going to be even more chaotic. It's going to be crazy.
Right on, man. Right on. Bit of a ladder match mixed with a Royal Rumble sort of thing going on.
Well, this one's going to be a ladder match mixed with like chairs and tables. So basically, you can put your opponent through tables or use chairs as weapons, and then the ladder itself becomes a weapon. I mean, just the ladder itself.
Oh yeah.
It's unforgiving, and then there's no rules.
It's been quite a few years since I've actually sat through a WWE or. Hey, back in the day at the WWF. But,
I'm going to invite you guys back to the Hardcore Horror Show. That way you see, like, that night, all the guys in the company, they go a little bit and beyond to prove themselves. So every match is going to be, like, amazing.
Right on, man. You mentioned the Japanese wrestling earlier, man. I've always... I've never, I don't follow anything, man, but I do remember back in the day enjoying the fuck out of some of the... just graphic levels of violence that were taking place in some of those matches, man.
Yeah, there's been talks about us doing, they're called death matches. You don't really kill somebody, but they're so dangerous that you could die. Right. So, like in some of those matches, instead of there being ropes on the ring, there's going to be barbed wire, and the barbed wire is like electric, or it explodes. It's like charged with some, I don't know how they do it.
Right on.
So if you touch it, like it'll shock you.
I'm from the ranch country. I know what an electric fence looks like.
Yeah. So that's basically what they're talking about doing here in the future. Like at least a match. I don't want to do the whole show like that because that's crazy.
Oh yeah, man. That's a bit excessive, and at that point you have to hand out raincoats to the crowd. Somebody hits an artery, it starts gushing. You don't want that.
Nah, yeah. Death is never a good thing, or murder. Murder's never a good thing.
Well, it depends.
What about what?
I'm kidding. I didn't say that. I said, well, it depends. Sometimes.
Jesus. He's going off the deep end over here.
Talk into the mic.
I said, well, it depends sometimes.
Yeah, on who the guy is?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
It could be like me versus you. I mean, I ain't afraid to throw you off a ledge.
That wouldn't even be a match. Me against you would be like your local high school basketball team against Golden State Warriors. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. He just compared me to a high school something. Oh,
Look, we didn't bring you here to flatter you, Roberts.
yeah, sure. So what do all these buttons do? It's like, what if I press this?
It's just like a tape deck. The stop does stop, and the record does record.
Yeah.
Okay,
pretty
so
much.
what if I pour beer on it?
You would end up with Sean's foot up your ass, basically.
How big a foot do you got?
Let's just say I have a third leg too.
Okay, let me put this beer over here. I'm gonna put this beer over here. That way, there's no foot or third legs in my buttocks.
Okay, so what you all already have kind of like planned out is the hardcore, the little barbed wire and electrocution. What's if you had a little bit of cash in the treasure chest, what would you like to see going on?
Me personally, we've never done a cage match.
I was just thinking that would look fucking cool in here.
I mean, we've never done a cage match here. I think that some of the talent that we have right now, they could pull off a beautiful match. It'll be the first time ever that we've ever had that here. That's probably like one of the big ones, a cage match.
Right on, man.
Yeah, dangerous, old school.
And I guess since we can go ahead and knock up the sound a little bit on this one. Hell, we can probably put the monitors on at this point, but not a problem. All right, just making sure the levels are good. We don't want to be blowing out the eardrums of the folks at home.
True that.
Definitely.
Beer's still over here, Sean, just in case you.
Oh, we're good. We're
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I don't
It
wanna
was
spill on your
it was
equipment.
very entertaining, man. It was very, very entertaining.
Yeah, we're very unique, and the good thing about this place is that we do wrestling, we do y'all's comedy. I mean, I've been on y'all's end of the spectrum too.
Yeah, man.
And it's hard. What you guys do is a little bit more difficult because it's only one person, and there's not a ring, and there's not like it's
Yeah,
just
but
they're just looking
we're
at you.
not taking somebody's foot to the face.
Okay, on that, no,
you
it
haven't
is-
been here on a bad night.
It is easy. Yeah, true that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you guys get shit on too, but that's like your fault.
Yeah.
Like if you're not funny, you're not funny.
Yeah, true, man.
Now, that's not always the case, man. Sometimes there is something to be said about the fact that, I mean, and we've had this conversation with some of the comics, man. The fact that our home club is a theater, man, it kind of just immediately jumps it up to that level of you have to deal with the size of the room, the acoustics, the fact that the crowd is going to be a little bit more spread out. I mean, unless the house is packed, which, I mean, Jesus, when this place gets packed out, where we are actually sitting right now is the balcony. And
Yeah, the first tier of the balcony, and there's 3 tiers, so that's like 1, 2, 3, and then plus whatever's back in there.
now, I've been here on nights where I came up here trying to find a seat and ended up having to stand back there by the door because this place was so damn packed out.
Yeah, I mean, you got here late, probably.
I snuck in without tickets. That's what it was.
Okay, yeah.
But
No, yeah, it gets crazy. If it gets crazy here, it's like super crazy.
now that's where the acoustics almost benefit you as a comic because if even you get a slight chuckle in a room like that,
Well,
it
you
just kind of
you
vibrates.
feed off the crowd,
Oh yeah,
basically, and it's like
Well,
a lot of ego, basically.
You're supposed to feed off the crowd, but it doesn't always work that way. Because if the thing that sucks is that, like, unfortunately, some people don't come to see a comedy. They come to a comedy show to like not see a comedy show. So when you deal with those type of people, it's kind of hard to kind of what you're saying, feed off the crowd and the laughter and carry it on. So that's the struggle.
Well,
Sometimes.
the way I tell our guys, also the new guys that are coming up, is that if you're gonna perform at any venue, any place, it could be, you could have 5 people in the crowd, you could have 10 people in the crowd, or you could have 500 or 5,000 people. Like, give 110% every single time.
Yeah.
And that's the way we go about it. This place was like so filled up tonight, but if there would have been like 15 people, the guys would have still given it 110%.
Yeah.
And then on the Halloween show, the hardcore horror show, we're gonna pack this place out, and I'm pretty sure my guys are gonna go above and beyond, just because they're gonna feed off and vibe off the energy from the crowd. That's the way it is every year.
And you're right. And me and Sean have had this conversation before where we've said, like I've always said, like it doesn't matter where I perform and whether it's 2 people or 200 people, I still give the performance like if it was a packed room. Because I don't think just because I feel, oh, it's only 2 people, I think we owe them the respect of like, hey, we came to watch you perform, so we came to watch a show. And I feel the same way like when it's an open mic. That's why like even an open mic out front, even if it's 2-3 people, I still feel that you have to give that performance, you know, because
Well, it reflects on the venue also.
exactly
It reflects on the
exactly.
venue. So they see us on Wednesday nights as one of the longest running comedy venues
Yeah,
South San Antonio.
yeah.
So they think that they're going to get a badass show. So if
Yeah.
somebody comes in here with the attitude of like, okay, I'm going to half-ass it because there's only like
exactly
30 people. You know what I mean? You can't have that attitude.
and a lot of the things that a lot of up and coming comics make the mistake is that like if they go into a joke and then they don't get a laugh, they kind of decide to go downhill with the joke instead of like moving on from it and just, hey, if you didn't get that laugh, move on to your next one and keep moving forward. But don't let your demeanor like, oh fuck, I fucked up one. And
No,
then
the audience always knows if you lost.
exactly.
They always know if they
Exactly,
see you
'cause-
lose,
yeah,
like as your persona, as your character, or
exactly.
your performance, they know, they sense the lack of confidence,
yeah, exactly.
and then it's all downhill from there.
Yep, and a lot of newbies do that shit. I mean, I haven't been doing this for a long time. It's only been 6 years, but I learned that very early on. You know, if you don't get a laugh within your first 2-3 jokes, keep moving forward. Don't lose your persona. Don't lose your demeanor. Just keep moving. And even if because it's happened to me, even if you bomb your whole set, keep the same tempo, the same attitude, the same delivery. I mean, don't downtone it or anything.
Well, you can change. Like, let's say you bombed a set, right?
Yeah.
You can audible certain things like on a live show. That's the beauty of art. That's the beauty of what we do. You can audible things. Like if I'm saying something in front of all these wrestling fans and it's not going over with the fans, I can audible and then make them on my side. Or if the bad guys think that like they're cheering for me, like and they're like, my job is to get hated, they're gonna say something mean, you know what I mean, just to get the crowd against them. Or me, like I want them to be on my side. I like it.
Yeah.
So I need them to be on my side.
Yeah.
So you can always audible everything.
Exactly.
With you guys, I think it's a little bit different because you have your standard sets.
Yeah.
But there's also jokes that you have on the back burner that you can audible to. If somebody or if the crowd didn't like this joke, audible to, kind of judge them out.
Yeah.
And if there's somebody going up in front of you,
And-
you can kind of guesstimate what kind of crowd it is.
You're exactly right, and that's what I tell people. Like that's what I tell other comics. That's why it's very important, and Sean is very good at that. It's very important to always, as a comic, have what I call back pocket jokes, which I call fillers. Like if you go into a bit, if you go into a joke and it doesn't go well, and you said you go through your set or whatever, have a back pocket one.
Yeah, one that
so-
always works, like a little
exactly.
zinger, like a little
so
jab.
so they, like you said, turn
Yeah.
it around.
So
and-
they're coming down. You say like a little joke, and then you kind of like bring them back
exactly
to the focus, back to having a good time, back to.
And a lot of people, like I said, the up and coming ones, they don't. They have a certain set, they stick to it, and that's what it is. If these 3 jokes they didn't work, I'm gonna continue going with it because I have nothing else. That's why it's always good to have that. And I didn't really know. Well, I had an idea, but I didn't know that with wrestling, you also did that as well. Like kind of like improvised it on the spot or whatever.
Well, it's like that with music too. If there's something that like you messed up on, I mean, all entertainment's the same way. Even in movies, like professional movies, there's gonna be a scene in a movie where they're gonna improvise it, and the director's gonna be like, "Wow, that was cool. Let's put that in the movie." So there's always there's always room for improv in anything that you do, as far as like entertainment. If there's a lick that you messed up in a song, just improvise a lick. You already know what key you're on. You know what the other guy's already on the same key. Just keep on that same key and then just improvise it if you forgot it.
Yeah.
And the crowd's not gonna know. Like the crowd doesn't know where we're going.
Exactly.
Like they came here for a story, right? They don't know where you're going with it. So you can just go from I have my story planned out, and this is what I'm going to do. But if something doesn't go according to plan, like to your plan in your mind, then audible. Just go into something else.
Yeah.
And then make them
And it goes
appreciate
back to, I don't know if you started saying it or if it was Sean, to where you have to be able to read the crowd. And
reading the crowd is very important.
Reading the crowd is very important because if you're able to read the crowd, and you're not always going to get it perfectly, but if you are able to read the crowd 80% of the time, going back to what you said, you can kind of maneuver it and twist it to where you can get them back on your side. But if you pay no mind and you continue going on your set because that's what you're fixated on and that's what you wrote and that's what you brought, then that's when you completely lose them. And I made that mistake early in my comedy career or whatever, where that's what I had, that's what I'm gonna give, and if it fucked up, I had nothing else. And I started creating those little curves, those little back pocket jokes, so we're like, oh, this doesn't work. Like, let me try this and bring them back.
Yeah, I think like Jacob James Garcia was here the other day for an open mic, and he was just here like randomly. So he popped in, and he started just talking to the people that were there about politics and just whatever. So every time that I've seen Jacob James Garcia perform, he just like goes at the crowd and starts finding out like, what's your name? Like, what's your story? And then that kind of like draws the crowd in because now they're invested because now this guy that's on stage knows a little bit something about you. So you're like listening. What is he going to say about me? Or what is he going to say about so-and-so, my friend? Yeah. You know what I mean? So that you create that interaction of, you personalize it with the audience member.
Yeah.
So I think that's important too.
They feel that more personal connection with them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say like, oh, this dude cares about me, but at least they like to feel like they're involved. You know
Everybody likes to feel involved anywhere they go. If I'm going to go to a show and if the lead singer of Metallica looks at me and points at me and says like, oh, that guy's bald head's cool, I'm going to be like, oh, shit. He fucking said my head's cool. I'm a fan for life. You know what I mean? He acknowledged me. And there's thousands of people, but he pointed at me.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that. Even if it's a small crowd, if you involve somebody, especially like in our wrestling thing, like there was a kid today that I was high-fiving all the kids or whatever, and there was a kid that I missed, so I had to go back and I high-fived him. And then there was another kid that I missed that didn't get a high five, so I was already in the ring. So I went out of the ring just to high-five that kid because later on he's gonna feel like a better connection with me, or he's gonna feel like he's special.
He came back from me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't treat anybody just like whatever in our profession.
Yeah.
Everybody counts, and the more people that you make count, the more people are going to start coming back in.
No matter how big you get, and no matter how cocky somebody wants to be, whether you're a comedian or a wrestler, at the end of the day, you can never forget that these people in the crowd,
they're the ones that made you
pay your bills. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're the ones that make you or break you. So it's your job to take care of them. Give them the entertainment that they want.
And make sure that they remember you and that they keep coming back. Oh man, that shooter, that dude kicked the other guy in the face, and I liked the way he did it last time. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna see if he can do it again. Oh, Sean said that joke and it made me piss my pants the other day. I wonder if we got something better than that, and it's gonna make me piss my pants again.
Yeah, and we just keep on carrying it from there, so on and so forth. Like we're moving up the ladder. You know what I mean? Starting to get better, and everything with time. You can't just be good. Like Raymond Ortha wasn't born as hilarious as he is. You know what I mean? He worked at it, and that's all it is. We got to climb up a ladder, up the mountain. Yeah.
I think there's something to be said for the fact that you can't assume that they're going to, like, oh, I went last week, I'll come this week. It's like they may not come back for a couple of months, but you want to leave them with something. So
the impression.
Yeah.
A lasting impression of like who you are.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That way, when they do come back, oh, it's this guy. I saw this guy, he kicked ass. Or I saw this guy and I really hated him, but I want to see him get his ass kicked.
Dude, I've dragged a couple of friends to some of the comedy shows, man, where it's like, look, even though, I'm hanging around with the comics, we're doing this all the time, like, there are comics that just I enjoy the fuck out of. And, like, if I know they're coming back, I'll be like, dude, you're coming with me. You're going to have a good fucking time tonight.
I just posted about that because John Stringer's going to be coming here on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And John Stringer's like one of my favorite comedians just because he's so engaging with the crowd and he's so nice. Like off stage, when you talk to John Stringer, he's just so nice, very respectful, and just an all-around good performer. So I'm inviting more people to come out just to see this guy. So whenever I see like a great comedian like the Hortas or, like Stringer, I want people to enjoy that. There's some comics that are, every comic that we have here is talented.
Yeah.
But there's some that are just, to me, are more likable for me personally.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a problem with. I'm trying to remember where it was. I was listening to this conversation. They were talking about the idea of if you're hitting that, if you're doing your job, like if everything's good, nobody's going to notice. But if you can go that extra step beyond that, because if everything's working, like everyone's like, oh, it's cool, and they just
they have that mentality. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. But if you're going above and beyond,
but in comedy, it doesn't. That doesn't imply that if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, it's like that with everything. Like you have to, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Then try to improve it.
Yeah, exactly.
You
That's what
have
I'm
to.
saying.
Yeah.
Like you can't stick to that saying in comedy because,
or in wrestling
like you
either.
said, you have to improve it. There's always room to improve it. Even if you think that your punchline or your delivery is flawless, there's always somewhere that you can smooth it out.
Yeah, I've heard the Jerry Springer. He worked on a joke for so many years just to try. It was this one little 2-minute joke.
Seinfeld.
What did I say?
Springer. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy the fuck out of Springer as well.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
I meant Seinfeld. Yeah, but he knows what I was talking about. You got me.
Yeah.
Jerry,
lot fewer
Jerry,
whores
Jerry,
on Seinfeld's show.
I mean, George was
the fucked up
pretty
part.
big whore.
The fucked up part is that I actually agreed with you. I was like, yeah, and I was like, wait, what the fuck did he say? Yeah, Seinfeld.
You're a fucking sheep.
Seinfeld.
Today we've got dick jokes, and yes, you can say.
You just said dick, and you're worried about saying fuck.
I didn't know I could say fuck. Now I'm not.
But you just said dick 15 minutes ago, like 4 times.
Yeah, but dick as a reference for they're tearing down the ring. Dick is a reference to like a name. That's a name.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what's up, Dick?
That was funny.
I've had this conversation with several people. I've noticed a lot of comics have like some sort of there's an affinity for wrestling. I mean, not necessarily Greco-Roman, but fucking like professional wrestling.
Oh yeah, Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah, fucking.
Stringer wants to come out here and try this stuff.
Well, Stringer was what I was going to use as an example, man. Like if you just see your average, kind of stand-up comic, they're standing there, they're talking to you and whatnot. You're like, I don't see where the comparison is between there. You look at somebody like Stringer, who is so fucking physical with his comedy that it's like, okay, now I'm seeing the parallels.
I can see, yeah.
You have to. There's got to be a little bit of hyperbole to the.
Well, it goes both ways also, because some guys that are comedians, they want to do this, or they like wrestling, but also some of the wrestlers like Mick Foley became a comedian, and then he's been here twice, so he's had badass shows too. Jake the Snake Roberts also.
Yeah, speaking of Kool-Aid, man, he was touring around with Roberts
Jake
for a while, man.
Yeah. So we have these guys that are. I mean, it's entertainment, dude.
Yeah.
You're entertaining the crowd. That's my job over here every Friday night at Cine El Rey, plug. And then there's also like, I could probably do my hand at comedy or try to do movies. That's why The Rock's so famous, because he's like, it's entertainment and he understands.
I think I'm pretty sure I'm not the first one that told you, man, but I think you should really try your hand in comedy. And that's not a joke, no pun intended. but yeah, you should really try it. Try a 5-minute set.
I'm not funny.
No, I'm okay. Let me rephrase the statement. I'm telling you this because I feel that you're funny.
Okay, I feel like you're talking on the phone right now. What's going on with your hand?
Because I have a buzzing noise in my ear.
Oh, buzzing noise in your ear. Yeah. That's why. Is it a phone? Are you being tapped right now? Are you FBI?
No.
He's just keeping us here until the raid squad gets in.
You're the guy from Breaking Bad.
Never mind, bro. You need to come up with better jokes than that bullshit.
I told you I'm not funny.
No, but man, seriously, you are. You are. And I think you should try it.
Maybe one day. I want to do acting. I want to get thrown through a window in a movie,
So you want to be the stunt dummy?
No. I'm gonna be the main actor, but I'm gonna be doing my own stunts because I'm a boss like that.
Well, I wasn't kidding about the stunt work, man. Honestly, that's the first time I've ever seen you actually in the ring, and yeah, man, you just gotta throw yourself into it.
No, yeah, it hurts. It sucks.
No shit, man.
Tomorrow I'm gonna be like, oh, why did I do that?
Yeah, man, that little maneuver you did where you ran at him and threw your legs over the rope, and I would not try that.
It
at
sucks.
all.
Yeah. Bert one day he got into the ring and there's a rope that holds the black skirt on the apron, and his knee I guess hit that, and he was like, that hurt so much. I can imagine what everything else feels like.
Oh shit, man.
Are you? We're doing a podcast, dude. You're texting.
I have to
got a
keep
booty
an eye
call
on
going
my
on right
daughter,
now.
Dick.
See, we can't say dick on the.
You're right. I shouldn't say daughter and dick in the same sentence.
Seriously, that's bad.
Yeah.
That is bad.
Yeah. And I'm just assuming I have the sound right. That could have just been daughter mumble dick, and it'd just be wrong. Just be wrong, Freddy.
Send me this thing that way I could edit it.
How's the photography going, man?
Fucking
It's
shooter.
been getting good.
Speaking of photography, where the fuck are my headshots?
I deleted them. Your head was too shiny. I was like, your elbows were too pointy. I was like, no, I can't Photoshop this thing.
Shooter. I will fuck you, shooter.
What?
Not up, just straight up fuck.
Yeah.
Why would you
Yeah.
do that to me?
Hey,
'Cause
he's on
you're
a dry spell right now.
Because you're a dick. My
He said
fucking
dick.
headshots, damn it.
He said headshots and dick in the same sentence.
I can't stay mad at this motherfucker.
What is that tattoo about?
Which one?
The one that looks like a dick. Oh, it's a Mexican flag. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Well, it's an Italian flag. The eagle just got in the way.
Yeah, I heard. You're weird.
Oh, I'm weird, huh?
Yeah, you're the weird one. Wow.
In all
Look.
seriousness, are you're gonna keep going with the photography, right?
I'm gonna-
I see you post something every once in a while.
I'm gonna try to keep going with the photography. It's getting to a point where, like, artistically, I like what I'm doing, and I've always been artistic. I could draw badass. I can Photoshop really good, and I mean, obviously, like, I'm in the entertainment business too.
Yeah, man.
So the photography is just like another little thing.
Have you come out on these nights and done some action shots?
I tried once, but action shots are
Difficult.
yeah, they're not difficult, but it's a different technique.
Okay.
Like portraits with somebody just standing there posing, like changing up their pose every now and then. I feel like that's easier, and I can get what I want out of the pictures. You know what I mean?
Right on.
Just to get the most beautiful pictures that I can. Action shots, you're taking like maybe 2,000 shots a night, and then out of those 2,000, there's maybe like 5.
Then you have to go through them. Yeah.
And then, yeah, you're going to have to go through all those thousands of shots. And then you're going to pick like maybe 4 or 5 that are decent.
Yeah, man. I was fascinated for a while, man. I forget what it was I had been reading on the guys that do the courtside photography for the NBA games. And
Crazy. I mean,
Yeah,
there's so much going on. The football games or even the high school games that are going on. It's crazy.
well, part of the reason I was curious, and I did video photography for basketball, football, volleyball, a couple different things when I was in school, and that was just simple. It was point and shoot, and then you start looking at some of these guys that are like running up and down the court, and they're fucking, they're squatting down, they're sitting down as the guys are coming within inches of them. It's crazy shit, man.
And then you get the guys like in the crazy plays where the basketball player is trying to go and catch the ball and pass it back in, but he lands on top of the photographer.
Yeah.
And you're talking about these lenses; they're not cheap.
Definitely not.
I forget who it was, took a dive off court, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and landed on one of the photographers, and then starts kicking the photographer. Like the photographer's like barely even notices. He just goes, "Oh fuck!" And he's like trying to get his camera equipment back together, and this guy starts fucking like kicking him and yelling at him. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man?
They got a job too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I mean, look, man, your shit's in the court. Stay the fuck off my fucking. Stay out of my lane, damn it.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, the guy knows what he's getting into. There's no barricade.
Oh yeah. So that brings up the animal photography. You gonna do any wildlife?
No.
No.
Why not?
No. I hate animals. I'm just kidding. That would have been
you're
bad
not.
to say. That's gonna kill my PR.
He does hate animals.
I hunt rhinos. I'm just kidding. I've never seen a rhino except for the zoo.
Well, those are real rhinos too. So.
They're not mechanical?
No.
That's
I thought
weird.
they were. Then I found out that they weren't when I tried to feed one. Hence the way I walk.
Where did you try to feel it? Was it?
Feed one.
Oh, gotcha. Enunciation.
You were trying to put it in the wrong end, Freddy.
Yeah. Got mule kick. Culero. Yeah.
Shooter robbers.
Yeah, I
ladies and
don't think I'm
gentlemen.
gonna do anything else. I like nature. I might do some nature shots. Just
Hey.
I like the way the sky looks all the time.
Serious question.
They're always serious with you.
Right now. That's why I said serious question. Because I need a serious answer.
Where the fuck are the
Nope.
headshots?
Nude photography and amateur porn. Would you do it?
Like me personally?
No.
Be a
I'm
nude
sorry.
artist?
Film and photography. You do it. Yeah.
I mean,
You're not the one that's gonna be doing it. Like,
I'm not taking pictures of me. Why not? You don't think I'm good enough?
no. You're taking pictures of somebody else.
Well, I recently got followed by a Playboy model. I can't remember her name, but I guess she's got like thousands and thousands of followers. So she started following me. I wouldn't mind doing that, but it's not something.
If you're ever interested, like if you're ever down to do it, I know a couple that wants to do that.
I don't want to shoot porn. First of all,
No?
no. I don't know. That's weird.
You got to waterproof all the equipment. There's the
Yeah.
Does it really make you
Splashback?
uncomfortable?
You spend most
It
of your
doesn't make me
budget on
uncomfortable,
hand
but-
sanitizer.
But if I'm gonna be watching somebody doing stuff on film, it's gonna be me. You know what I mean? Like, it's gotta be one penis. And it's gonna be mine.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I can't watch. I don't think I can watch other people have sex. That's kind of weird. Ugh. Ugh.
Gotcha. I thought you would actually want to try it.
No. Maybe like a nude portrait, but it had to be like just portraits.
Because they already do it, but they kind of do it like you're saying. Like they record, like the guy records, but I've never seen none of the shit that they record. But he says like that they want to get.
He said that as a disclaimer for his daughters watching.
They want to get different angles and shit. I guess that's what they said.
That's so
Get some of
weird.
those shots of the undercarriage.
I mean, how do you? I don't know. I can't even think about how you would film somebody having sex. It's so weird.
You're tripping me out. Why is it so weird?
Well,
I
imagine-
mean, like I get it, but like you're really like it's fucking weird. Like
Well, I don't want to. I could
like
only see it on TV.
like you know
but not-
you know your reaction, the reaction you're giving me. It's like if I would have told you, hey man, this chick wants to know if you'll film her fucking a dog. Then that reaction.
Okay, that's even fucking
Yeah.
weirder. That's like no.
would, yeah. No, I'm
can't
not
do
saying
that.
that's what she wants.
Why
I'm
would
saying,
you? Why would you even ask me that?
No. That's what I'm saying.
Why is that going on through your head? What's going on in your head? It's not just your legs that are messed up. It's your head too. You got problems, plural. He's your friend. I mean, he's my friend too, but not by choice.
Fuck you too, man.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'll just say I've been in his living room. I've never seen any leashes.
Except that one time.
One time, those weren't leashes.
Now that I think about it, that story you gave me was a little sketchy. But anyway,
Yeah. I went back and I recounted it to myself, and I was like, "No, he didn't buy that."
This angle's a lot better. I like this. You
It
can see
is,
the
man.
whole theater.
I'll be honest. I just like the I like the bar, man, with the mirrors and shit. And honestly, if I angle the camera right, if
You can catch some of the background.
yeah, man. I'm trying to remember the angle I'm using right now because I'm using a laptop to do it, and just the webcam that's on the laptop, so it's kind of at a lower level. But if I was using a setup more like this, where it's a little bit higher, yeah, I could totally get the.
Yeah, that's a cool thing though too that you got there. I don't know what that is.
That's a mic stand shooter.
No, but the camera itself,
Oh yeah, it's just a little. It's a little.
like a little GoPro or something.
It's a Logitech. I don't know what the model number is, and that's just a lamp.
Yeah, yeah, that's one of my lamps here.
Huh? No. Yours is up on the bar.
Oh, gotcha.
Actually, I use your lamp every once in a while when I shoot with the comics because I need both the lights to kind of hit everybody from the same angle.
Yeah. Better lighting.
Slowly but surely. Hey, man, I'm sure you're running into that same issue with the photography, man. Every once in a while. It's
Dude, lighting is so important.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So how much you got in the kit right now?
For what?
For the photography, man. Like, what are you working with?
Oh, Canon.
Not my
70,
fucking headshots. I'll tell you that much.
Motherfucker. This guy, he comes into the photo shoot. He's like, "Can you take some pictures of me?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So he comes into the photo shoot. Well, he stumbles into it, and then he walks in looking like he's in prison. He's got like dickies. They're brown, not even brown. They're like tan or something. This guy looks like he's a prisoner. And I'm like, how am I gonna put this?
Continue with the fucking headshots that don't exist.
How am I gonna take pictures of this guy that looks like a prisoner? And you got a bald head, you got a tattoo of Mexico, and then look at that. What is that? Is that Satanism?
You look like a sex offender that has never been caught.
A dude, or had sex ever.
You done?
You done?
My fucking headshot shooter.
My fucking headshot shooter. Now
That's gonna be the title of this episode, alright?
My fucking headshots.
Where's the headshot shooter?
Where is a headshot shooter? Oh man, that's fucked up. You're making me very nervous.
Yes,
very
mission
nervous.
accomplished.
Look, as long as you get a running start, he'll never catch you.
I could speed walk, dude. I could demonstrate that if we haven't. No, I'm just
You
kidding.
don't have a wide enough angle.
I'm just kidding. No, fucking myself up.
You'd be surprised how fast I can move. That's the dude in the wheelchair.
That guy that kicked your ass?
Yeah.
Wow, dude. No. Poor guy. He had it coming. Oh my god! Now I feel it.
You're gonna need some strong drugs, man.
What are you selling?
Well, when we press stop, we'll get into it.
Press stop now.
Well, I was going to suggest we do have a mutual friend who is getting her physical, what is it, massage license or whatever it is. You might think about something like that, but have you?
Yeah, I've done that. Gone to chiropractors. I had a pinched nerve here. I think like 2 years ago, and it was affecting my shoulder. Like it was just immense pain on my shoulder, and then my fingers were just going numb, and it's just due to wrestling. And finally, I decided to go to a chiropractor after a couple of months, and they just cracked everything and just immediate relief. So that was cool. I need to go back to a chiropractor again.
Right on. I don't remember what the name of it was, but I remember listening to a Joe Rogan podcast where he was talking about it. For some reason, we got to stop referencing Rogan's podcast on this. We have our own podcast, damn it. But
there's nothing wrong with that.
It's another bald guy.
Yeah, he was talking about a rig where basically it's a neck brace and it goes under the chin, and you hook it up over a door frame.
That sounds kinky.
A little bit. It doesn't choke you, my understanding.
Damn it.
But you could probably adjust it so it will, Shooter.
All right.
Just remember to have a babysitter with you. Nobody wants to lose you. You're too good a bartender, man.
Oh my god.
But yeah, you crank it up, and basically it helps alleviate. It pulls the disc apart.
The vertebrae, yeah.
Yeah. So you're not. You can alleviate some of that compression. I've been looking at what are those called? The anti-gravity boots. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I've never.
Same thing. You hook it up in a doorway, and then it's.
Oh yeah. You're just hanging around.
Yeah.
So it just
yeah.
stretches you out a little bit.
The problem is I got to get my abs up to shape to do that, man. Because I could probably go up and hook myself in, but then after that, I'd
lay
just be
down.
stuck.
Yeah, Isaac Bert's brother has one of those things where you lay down, you just like strap yourself in, and you just like go straight up.
I have seen those, man, but it's a big rig, man. Or at least the ones I've looked at.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
Yeah,
but
it's not the kind of thing you can just stuff in the closet when you're done.
Yeah,
with
no,
it.
you can't. No, but that thing, I can't do that because all the blood rushes to my head immediately. My eyes get all red. I start feeling dizzy. I'm like, why am I about to die?
My understanding is that the more you do it, your body gets used to it after a while. But yeah, it's not something you want to do right away.
Yeah, it's like the ice bath that we were talking about. Why? Ice.
Well, there's a question, man. Do you guys have a gym for you guys, or is it just
No, all of our guys have
catch can?
basically all of our guys have their own gym memberships. And the training we do sometimes with the Revolution, but there's also other locations where the guys go train at just to try out new moves or if they want to run the ropes a little bit, get the ring rust out.
Right on, right on. I mean, you may not, or well, you did mention the chiropractor. Do you ever have, kind of somebody come in and kind of talk with the guys, or is it again that's on them?
Well, the head official, he's a licensed medic. He's our guy. He fixes everybody.
Dave?
Dave
Right
Blackwell. Yeah, he's the one that stitched me up here. Well, he didn't even stitch me up. He glued it, just fucking medical glue.
Right on.
You can hardly see the scar anymore. But yeah, if ever somebody has like a broken or torn anything, he can patch us up, and then we go to the hospital, get like actual medical attention. But he's licensed for all that stuff.
Right on, right on. More and more, man. Like I've been out of shape for a long time, and even when I was playing sports a little more physical and whatnot, it was always the what's the word I'm looking for here? The reactive type of stuff. Like, oh shit, I hurt my shoulder. I need to start doing some stretching exercises.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, well, if you did the stretching exercises first, you might not have fucked your shoulder up. So the proactive
or preventive.
Yeah, preventative. Applicate either.
Yeah, you need to stretch. You got to stretch before any activity that you do.
Right. So to be fair, I have read a couple of things talking about, runners and high intensity weightlifting. You might not want to stretch because you kind of want the tendons to. You want that resistance.
Be tight,
otherwise, you might have a.
Well,
failure.
if you're going to be doing something like I'm doing with the wrestling, you got to stretch. You're going to be so tight and tense. It's not funny. It's not good. Imagine cramping up like in the middle of a match. And you still got to fight.
I was a little bit desk bound for a while, a couple years back, man, and I got to the point where I forget what the fuck I went to do, man. Like I leaned over to do something and then kind of like hiccuped at the same time or something, and just like, oh god, it was just it was stupidity, was what it was, man.
Okay, now, yeah, you got to do something about that. Like hit the gym or start running or stretching something.
Yeah, no,
just to help yourself out.
Yeah, I got myself a pull-up bar and I've been doing a bunch of stuff. Hell, fucked myself up. Walked in to do a podcast one day. It was just kind of like this the whole fucking way because I was like, "Ooh, I got a new pull-up bar," and then went a little bit too hard in the paint.
Everything in moderation.
Oh fuck yeah, including moderation.
Yeah.
Huzzah!
Oh, there's a little bit left.
So when exactly did you decide to start jumping off of stuff?
That was a young age. When I was like little itty bitty, or like we're talking about 5-7 years old, something like that.
Do you fuck around with the backyard stuff? As far as the wrestling?
A little bit. But when I was a kid, I would jump off my house, and we had a very, very tall roof, so I would just do front flips all the way till I hit the ground. Never once broke a bone, never got hurt, nothing.
Hold on. You would do front flips from your roof onto like a clear ground?
Yeah, onto the ground.
How did you not get hurt?
I don't know.
Because that's easily, what, 7 feet, 8 feet?
From the top of my roof? No, we're talking about like 20 feet, 25 feet.
Jesus, how are your kneecaps not sticking out of your spinal cord?
Well, I would like fall and then roll.
No, but that's still, dude. I mean, you have to be very precise not to break anything.
I was a kid. I was stupid. Like I didn't know I can get hurt. I thought I was like Superman.
What the fuck you mean? It's not that hard to figure out that if you fucking jump from 20 feet.
I mean, we would play tag. One of our neighbors had septic tanks. That was their business. So he had a bunch of septic tanks, and they weren't covered. So it was just a bunch of circles, right? Just the cement.
Right.
We would play tag on those. And then the way you lost is like if you fell into a septic tank. That's the way we would play tag.
Nice.
Yeah, we had a mesquite tree in front of my house, and the mesquite tree was like humongous. It had big-ass branches. So we would jump from branch to branch playing tag on those things, and the way you lost, if you fell off the damn tree, you lost.
Right on. So you were kind of set up for this from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, just daredevil, just doing crazy stuff. The ramps that we would build when I was a kid, They'd be like 3 or 4 feet tall, and we just go as fast as we could and see who got the longest distance, or see who ate it the worst.
I get you, man. Was not the best engineer as a kid, but we do remember setting up.
Oh yeah, dude.
We got some plywood. Let's put this shit together. And
yeah, that was badass. Growing up was badass, dude. We would play tackle football on the street, like we're talking about asphalt street, you know.
And with bruises and scrapes on your knees.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. And we didn't even care. And furthermore, we drank out of a manguera.
Yep.
Out of
the water hose.
That's
in the middle of the fucking summer. You know, the first fucking drink, like, oh wait, let the cold come out. You know,
let it come out a little bit. Yeah, no, dude, we're all about that. We're dumb when we were kids. So already from like a young age, I was already very daredevil or whatever.
Right on, man. Right on. Have you ever engaged in? I mean, I was going to say combat sports, but any martial arts or anything like that?
Yeah, some karate, a little bit of MMA, not really like full on or anything like that, but I know some, not to the point where I can compete like with not even the local guys. Some of these guys are amazing. But I know a little bit, just I guess enough to not get my ass whipped in public.
I found that hilarious, man. For a while now, Edinburgh or even here in McAllen, man, you'd see back when I was in like high school, it was kung fu or fucking karate or some shit like this, and then like all of a sudden, just like bam, it's all MMA and Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
there's got to be damn near 20 schools open at this point. I mean, just in the
this
corner.
I got a bunch of friends. My friend Max Garza, he's doing very good. My friend Chris Ponce, he's got his own thing going on too.
Right on, man.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of talent out there, especially like here in the RGV, that we don't necessarily know because they're not being exposed or they haven't gotten themselves out there. But there is a lot of talent down here that people don't realize.
Right on. I was just thinking, considering what's going on with the, mentioned the UFC, considering what's going on with them right now, where they're kind of being poached by the WWE for some of their talent.
It's a big show now.
It really, it's well, I think we can all be honest, man. That the incident that just recently happened with McGregor and Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, you notice I just rushed through that name because I'm pretty sure I mispronounced it. But yeah, man, that was all on the UFC.
That fucking Puto
they allowed that
flew off the cage. I know, and then nothing happened. No charges were pressed. Like it's a show now.
Dude, he lost his money, man. That's Jesus, man. That flying jump that he did off of the. I mean, he hopped down off the cage and then from the fucking skirt just.
Yeah, almost hit Drake.
Oh, that picture is hilarious.
Old scared.
That's why you don't stand in the splash zone, Sparky.
That's funny. Yeah, so it's becoming more of a show, I think, and I think the UFC understands the potential in money that they could make if they make it more of a entertainment.
Well, I think they made a bit of a miscalculation, man, in that one of the reasons that, or at least one of the reasons it was always explained to me that the mixed martial arts, that you had to have these kind of stoic, we're not going to do the over-the-top kind of shit, was because you're dealing with guys who are
trained to kill
violence. You. That is their bread and butter. Whereas I've always gotten the impression, at least from you and then from a couple of the other wrestlers I've been acquainted with, it's you always have to keep in mind it's a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're there for the entertainment value. It doesn't matter how much you hate.
Like
the other guy.
Today I got clocked in the face.
Saw it happen, man.
I got clocked in the face. I got my lip busted open. But I didn't get clocked in the face to the point where my jaw was going to break. Right. Or I'm not going to kick a guy to the point where I'm going to break his nose. Right. You know what I mean? We understand that everybody's trying to live off of and live their dream off of the wrestling. Yeah. So we're not going to go into it trying to hurt somebody.
Oh, there's a hilarious clip from that McGregor fight, man, where like once he realized that that dude was not fucking around, you can hear him in the ring going, "It was just for business. It was just business."
Oh yeah, I didn't watch the fight.
He got mauled. Yeah, man. Look, that little potato eater needs to get his shit together, man. Like he's entertaining as fuck, and he's had some crazy fucking fights, but it's yeah, man. There's a certain point when the motherfucker you're fighting grew up wrestling bears and was trained by some, ex-Spetsnaz type motherfucker.
Yeah, dude. There's a video. I don't know if you saw it, but there's a video of him when he was a kid, wrestling a baby bear, bro. And the baby bear is like
That's like me jumping off the house and you guys think I'm crazy. That's fucking crazy.
You should have got someone to film it.
yeah.
I didn't like, and we were poor.
Well,
And
there was no
never liked
cameras
taking-
back then. So.
I never liked taking pictures anyway. So back then,
There's a question for you, man. As far as the production value and stuff, have y'all considered doing the screen in the back and doing the clips while for the intros and whatnot? I mean, granted, that might be a little more easier in the pyrotechnics.
I'm working on that now. We're gonna try to do is get some like white screens and just project on them.
Right on, man. Right on.
So yeah, we've been working on stuff, but everything takes time and money.
And if you had that footage of little shooter flying, I mean, that would be perfect for
That'd be funny, right?
Hey, man. Shit, what else you got going on the side, man?
That's about it. We're gonna shut down the bar here in a little bit. Got to get these guys
Do we need
situated.
to let you go. We need to let you go.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right, cool. Let people know where you're at, and by all means, give the contacts for the wrestling organization. Let them know where they can find it.
Okay, right now we're at Cine Rey. This is our venue here, and we do professional wrestling here every Friday night. It's a little cheaper than going to the movies because you're not going to spend on popcorn and sodas like you do at the movies, and plus it's more engaging with the audience. So you're just not watching a screen; you're actually interacting with these people, and they're interacting with you back. So it's an all family friendly show. I mean, you're going to hear some cuss words maybe.
But nothing that you haven't heard at home. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun. So come on by every Friday night, and we also got Wednesday night comedy, and we do a lot of stuff like concerts, rock shows.
Do you have a contact for the Wrestling Revolution's on Facebook and
Wrestling Revolution on Twitter, Instagram.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else you want to pimp, Shooter, thank you for coming on, man. It was definitely interesting to come
Different,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
it was a pleasure, and we felt the pleasure.
Do it, bro.
And as we've said before, man, there's always an open invitation if you or any of the other guys want to come on, and we'll come back on another Friday night. And do this shit again.
I got a couple of guys that I think you would really, really enjoy talking to. Just well, I'll let you find out, but I got you.
Okay.
We really appreciate
You're gonna
it.
enjoy them more than you enjoy me, Freddy.
No, this was enjoyable. It was until I found out that you still didn't have my headshots. I mean, it was enjoyable up
where are
until
my
that fucking
headshots?
point.
Let's be honest, Freddy.
Stop.
He didn't even have footage in the camera. He was just letting you pose.
Yeah, I just wanted to make you feel good. Feel like
My
a
whole
star.
fucking life. My whole fucking life.
It's a lie. I got that one though.
Huh?
I got that one where I was like, act surprised.
Folks, you can find me at hatfieldstandup@gmail.com as well as Hatfield Standup on Facebook and Twitter.
And you can find me across the board on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Freddy G.
If you'd like to listen to the audio version of this podcast, which I'm sure the audio from this one is going to be quite fucking entertaining, you can find it at shoutengine.com/Bouncing Brains. You can find us on Bouncing Brains on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook at Bouncing Brains Podcast. We do have a group. You can go in there and talk about how much you find Shooter to be an entertaining and fascinating human being. And you can say nice things about it. Shooter, stop showing him your nipple. We said we
You
weren't gonna have
totally fucked
nudity
them
on
up.
this. Bouncing Brains on Twitter, as well as on, you can find the audio version on Stitcher as well. We haven't managed to track down and hog-tie Spotify and iTunes yet, but we're working on that shit. Thanks to all of you that have supported. Thanks for the subscriptions. Thanks for the comments. Leave more comments. We will engage with you. We will interact. We will speak kindly or harshly, depending on how you choose to portray
Take the
yourself.
conversation.
Yes. Join the conversation, damn you.
Man, this is the longest outro ever. I've been sitting here for like 30 minutes just listening to you say bye, guys.
Oh, we're done with you. You can fuck off. Thanks again, folks. And by all means, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Good night.
Good night.